What's up, guys? Today I am not talking about motorcycles. I am talking about something that happened to me that I posted on Facebook a week ago. I had to go to the emergency room, but I do want to say, I want to preface this. Sorry, I got some drums here that are, my studio is a mess. But I just want to preface this entire video by saying that these are my opinions. I am not a doctor. So please don't take everything I say as gospel. If you want to try Ozempic and your doctor thinks it is safe for you, please by all means do so. I am still on Ozempic, but I had to make some adjustments. This is more for people who don't realize some of the side effects that you might get. Some of them can be very, very severe, very scary. This has just been my experience. My husband is actually on, he's been on up to 1.0 milligrams at this point now for a while, and he has no side effects. So it really just depends on each particular person, their body, and how their body does with digestion. If they have any other issues going on in their body that could contraindicate against Ozempic in terms of getting the side effects. So just wanted to put that in your brain. Ozempic, which I'm going to tell you while I'm outside, it's Ozempic, also known as semaglutide, not semi-glutide or semi-glutide, semaglutide. What it's designed to do is basically it's for diabetics. The hormone insulin, we have a lot of insulin resistance when it comes to type 2 diabetes. For someone like me, I have an extreme amount of insulin resistance. So that causes diabetes type 2, and it also causes obesity in people. So this drug is like the wham bam thank you ma'am for both of those things. It is the, I want to say it's like the number one drug right now for weight loss, and it shouldn't really be that because that's an off label for it. Although I think Wegovy might have gotten it approved for weight loss, but there's a reason for that. What this does is it sends messages to your brain to tell you that you're full. And that's number one. And I'm going to go over that all in a second, but this is my really pathetic drawing of an esophagus going down into where your stomach is. And I can't really point. See if I can. I'm holding two things here. Right here's your stomach, okay? This is like your intestine. I'm just kind of like, here's your esophagus. That's where your food goes down, okay? And then over here, I don't know, liver, whatever. But this is your stomach, and when you normally eat, your stomach, when it gets full, it empties out, no problem, usually pretty quickly. But what Ozempic does is it slows that emptying down so that your stomach fills up, and if it causes you to get constipated, then the food has nowhere else to go but up, okay? And this then turns into a severe reflux issue, which is what I encountered last week, which can be very dangerous, particularly when you're asleep. Okay, so that's what I'm making this video for, just to kind of give you some warnings from what I've experienced. You may not get any side effects whatsoever. Most people do not, but if you have a very sensitive stomach, or you have esophageal reflux disease, or you have any sort of stomach issues, and even anxiety, it can intensify that from my personal opinion and from what I've heard from other people. Again, the anxiety thing's not even listed as a side effect, I don't think, on the label or anything like that. But nausea, definitely, that's going to happen when you eat more than you're supposed to. We'll get into it right now. I cough a lot, unfortunately, when I'm breathing in and out. This is the first time I have been able to see my sweet Ellie belly in weeks. Between work and gigs earlier in the weeks, and then getting sick last week, and just trying to get better from all that. I know I haven't really explained exactly what's been going on with me, and there's some things I won't explain just because we're human beings and we try to keep some stuff to ourselves. But this might help some people if you are someone who has gone through some issues with this. Ozempic, the number one drug in the world right now, well, in the country at least. Most people are using it off-label as a drug to help them lose weight. which doesn't benefit people like me who are actually using it what it's for, which is for diabetes control. It's supposed to be like the best drug. Semaglutide is what it's made out of. The brand is Ozempic. You can get it from Wegovy, and Mounjaro, I think, does a similar thing. If you cannot afford this, because it's a very expensive drug, it's over about $1,500 a month to purchase. You can see, now I don't pay $1,500 a month, just so we're clear. I have amazing health insurance. Shout out to my work. I have just insanely good health insurance. And Chris's health insurance covers his as well for the most part. I think we both pay like $25. But this is what it looks like. It is an injectable pen. It comes with needles. However, sometimes depending on what dose you are on, you will run out of a needle if you're backing down your dose. Yeah, so if you're backing it down, I was just looking to see how much you would want to get. If you want to get extra needles for this, if you're about to run out or whatever, and you still have some Ozempic left and you don't want to waste it, you can get needles off of Amazon. They're supposed to be 32G/4mm sized needles. They're ultra fine. You can get boxes of them of 100 for like, $8 to $14 depending on the brand. But just make sure that they're definitely 32G/4mm for the Ozempic pens specifically. I moved up from the 0.25 to the 0.5 dose. First week, I was definitely nauseous, but I continued to play. Second week, I ended up in the emergency room. And I can briefly explain at least that portion of what's been going on with me to help you guys out. Haven't seen my beaner in weeks because of all the chaos going on in my life, so it's so good to see her. My stepfather just dropped her off. Look at that beautiful girl right there. Taking pictures of her. Anyway, got my babies outside and just figured I would quickly film because I had a second. First of all, if you're on Ozempic, there are a lot of things that you're not really warned about. And I'm showing you this side of it because it had all my personal information on the front side. So I'll try to just sort of cover that up. Yeah, there it is. That's what it looks like. There you go, 32G needle 4mm. So this comes in 0.25 milligram, 0.5 milligram, 1.0, and 2.0 and 2.5 milligram doses. There are some crazy celebrities out there that are taking 2.5 milligram doses. They're losing like 100 pounds, but here's what they're not telling you. Why are they losing all that weight? Well, basically they're paralyzing their stomach. A little bit of stomach paresis. So what this drug does and what it's designed to do is to help people with diabetes. It's to help you in a couple ways. One, with your brain. It connects with the hormones in your brain that tell you you're full. So you're not going to eat as much. You're going to eat like maybe not even a quarter. Sorry if the puppies are barking, but not even a quarter of what you would normally eat. You can't, because if you eat your normal portion size, you're going to throw up. So the side effects of vomiting, constipation, those are all real. What they don't tell you about is the severe heartburn. Because what'll happen is as the stomach fills up, only a small portion of it is left to digest some food. So let's say you bring down your normal portion. If you do that, all this stomach acid is now sloshing around with this food that's making your stomach bigger than it should, and the acid actually goes back up into your esophagus. Now, if you're like me and you have GERD or hiatal hernia, which is what I have, that is a huge, dangerous problem for you, because that's what happened to me Tuesday night. So far, I've been just being nauseous and having the occasional acid reflux issue, especially when I'm sleeping. which can be very dangerous. You know, if you think of someone who's drunk and they vomit in their sleep and they aspirate their vomit, they die in most cases, if it's, you know, not something small. It's the same thing for someone with GERD. You know, if you have severe acid reflux and you're like literally vomiting bile at night into your esophagus and up into your throat, and you don't know it, the puppies are out. The boys next door are out. Real quick though, if you don't know it, you can aspirate and die. And that's what happened to me on Tuesday. No, I didn't die, by the grace of God, by the grace of the good Lord above. Seriously, like he woke me up in time. I've never felt anything like it in my life. Sorry, they're going crazy over the boys next door. Never felt anything like it in my life. I've never felt that kind of pain before. When I woke up, it was about 5:30 in the morning, on Wednesday morning. And now this was after I came home, and then Tuesday night, I couldn't get this refill until Tuesday night. And that was the problem. I always take this in the morning with food, this injection. But that day, the pharmacy was all screwed up. So I didn't get home until like 9 o'clock at night. Really didn't have any food in my system. Gave myself the 0.5 injection. And what that did was allowed this to wreak havoc on my body overnight. Because I didn't have any food in my system. It like tripled the amount of acid that was in my stomach. And I took it at night, so I immediately, went to sleep. I laid down about an hour after I took it, and I was just like, kind of checking out my phone, dozed off. I woke up feeling as though someone took a torch, lit it, and threw it down my esophagus, my stomach, my chest. My chest was on fire. Not really my stomach. My chest was on fire, people. On fire. My esophagus, my throat. I was gagging when I woke up because I had aspirated a lot of bile and acid and all kinds of not so good stuff that can kill you if you're sleeping and that happens to you. So I could barely breathe. Thought I was having a heart attack for sure. I didn't know what to do. My face was bright red. Nothing I could do. I threw every antacid down my stomach that you can think of, and nothing worked. So, because we didn't know if it was my heart, and this is what I want you guys to know, it's very similar to the feeling of having a heart attack. You want to make sure that you do get checked out if you're not sure. Because while I was at the hospital, my blood pressure was extremely high, and my EKG was not normal. Now, of course, we didn't know this until after I came home from the hospital because nobody actually read the EKG until after I was home. They checked for cardiac enzymes and stuff like that once. They were going to check for it twice, but they didn't because I just kept saying, just give me the GI cocktail and I'll be good. So, GI cocktail, in case you're wondering, is kind of like a Maalox with a lidocaine mixed in there. And that's incredible. That is like the only thing that will stop that kind of heartburn, that kind of acid reflux. The only thing. It numbs your throat. You can't really swallow that well. It kind of freaks you out because you can't swallow very well for like 15 minutes. It doesn't last that long, but it takes away that burning, most of it, almost instantly. It took me at least 2.5 hours for them to just give me that cocktail. So I had to lay there in pain. I don't know what's going on with these puppies. So they're saying hi to the boys and my sweet neighbor. But yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. So I didn't read the EKG. The doctors thought the EKG was fine. I said, look, just, give me the GI cocktail and I'll bounce. And so I did. My blood pressure continued to be extremely high. I continued to have pain in my chest. I ended up sounding like I had pneumonia. All week, I've been hacking up crap. All because it started with this. Okay. That aside, the other issue is my EKG. When I did finally read it for myself last Wednesday, I was terrified because the EKG was not normal. It was abnormal. There have been some drastic changes since my last EKG. And I'm not going to get into what they were. That's the part that I'm not going to get into what they were. But Needless to say, it has scared the crap out of me. And so I am going to the cardiologist tomorrow to have another EKG done to make sure that the damage that is allegedly there is not there, because that would be bad. And so I'm trying not to think about that. But in the meantime, I just rested. Since this happened, I've been in communication with my PCP. That's what you need to do if you have any sort of medical questions. Don't always trust your PCP, though, either. Please don't do that. Because my PCP said to me, you know what, don't worry about it. Just the next time you have your dose, which is for me was today. I'm not going to show her pooping, but which was today. He's like, just stay with the 0.5. Your body will get used to it. No. I have been slowly creeping into a state of sort of stomach paresis. I have stomach problems. Also, if you have any bit of anxiety, this stuff is on. By the time you hit the 0.5 milligram, be careful. So when I say if you're not careful, just make sure you're taking it in the morning. You're taking it on, with some food, not a full stomach. Don't ever have a full stomach when you're taking this stuff. Ever, ever, ever. If you're on anxiety medications, make sure you're taking them and you're not forgetting them. Also be mindful of hey, how am I feeling? Am I feeling anxious? Is this stuff making me anxious? Like, what are you feeling, and do you need to back down the dose because of that? Don't just assume that the anxiety you're feeling is not related, because trust me when I tell you, I haven't felt that kind of anxiety since 2013. It was bad. It was really bad. Yeah. So, anyway, wrapping this up. I was trying to... There we go. Oh, this way. Okay. So, wrapping this up, because my kids want to go in. Got all 5 of them. I only see 3 of them. I don't see Ellie and Haley. Oh, there's Ellie. There's Beaner Bean. Sitting on the extension cord. Can you believe that? So... long story short with Ozempic, it has been doing a wonderful job for my blood sugar. I've only been on it for 7 weeks, going on 8. I've only lost 8 pounds. Now, keep this in mind. Those 8 pounds occurred last week when I was so sick I couldn't eat anything. So I don't think that has to do with, oh, it's really good for you. It's like telling your brain you're full so you're not eating. No, it is telling my brain I'm full. That is the other thing it does. It does keep half of your stomach full at all times. However, you feel nauseous a lot of the time, so you don't want to eat. So I kept thinking, why am I not losing weight? Like, I'm barely eating anything. I can barely eat anything. I just had some watermelon and pieces of a protein cookie. And that's probably going to be my dinner. And that makes you full. Drinking water. You must drink a ton of water, guys. Drink a ton of water. It's how it gets it through your system. And I have a full, this is a 32-ounce thing, and I've already filled it up once today. This is the second time I filled it up. So at least get about 64 ounces of water in every day if you can. There's all 5 of them. There's the crew. They want to go in because they want to have some dinner, so I'm going to get them some dinner. I hope this video helps people who are out there who are interested in this. Keep in mind, please, 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 if you are doing this for recreational purposes of wanting to lose, oh my goodness, I need to lose like 10 pounds and I just can't get rid of it. No, do not torture your body over this. This stuff can make you really, 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 really sick. And you have to be careful. Do you have gastrointestinal problems? Do you have gastroesophageal reflux disease? Do you get heartburn easily? Does your stomach get nauseous easily? Are you anxious easily? If any of these things are the case, and you don't need this for a medical reason, then don't take it. Also, for all those Hollywood people out there that are doing this to just drop weight, please stop it, because you're making it really difficult for people who actually do have diabetes or who actually are obese and need it. You're making it impossible for them to get it because lots of pharmacies are running out of it. The needles that come with this look like this. They come in a separate pouch, and there's 2 different caps. So yeah, they look like that. So I'm going to get some refills, some extra ones. These are 32G times 4 millimeters. See that? It's 1/6. 1/6 of an inch. And then you write on here, what is my day to take it? Well, my days are Tuesdays. I will never, ever, ever again take it at night. So please heed my warnings from what I've gone through. Don't take this at night. Don't take this unless you've had a little bit of food in your stomach. You're drinking water, you're flushing it through your system. And don't take it if you have severe GERD or acid reflux before talking to your doctor. Okay? Or extreme anxiety. Also, some people with like diverticulosis and things like that may have some issues if they have diarrhea. You're going to have either diarrhea or constipation if you have any of those at all. Now, the flip side person is someone like my husband. My husband has 0 side effects. 0. He wasn't losing weight. He's now starting to lose weight, and he's been on the 1 milligram now for a couple weeks. So listen, if you don't want to be like me and you don't want to get sick, you've got to cut your portion sizes down to like a quarter or a quarter of a quarter. I mean, like an eighth of what you normally would eat. It's like bariatric surgery. It really is. You will make yourself throw up. You will make yourself sick. Now, what are you going to do if you're like me and you're a musician as well? I'm a drummer, and that I burn about 4,000 calories when I have a gig. So what happens to me is my blood sugar plummets when I'm drumming, and I get weak and nauseous and feel like I'm going to pass out. I always have to have snacks with me. Always have at least 1 or 2 sugary snacks. Nothing horrible, but, just to get you through. Bring some protein bars with you. Plenty of water. Bring some Gatorade with you. And bring some snacks. Should eat at least like a half a sandwich, like a half a tuna sandwich, something like that, where you have a little bit of carbs and a lot of protein mixed in together. That's what I would suggest. So, anyway, this is Laser Focused Riding talking about Ozempic and what it did to me. And I want to thank all my friends on Facebook for all their prayers. They have greatly helped me. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe if you are on the YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, just click you liked it or you watched it or whatever. Not a lot of people are on. It just doesn't seem like a lot of people are on Facebook anymore. So I know I'm barely ever on there. But anyway, gave you something peaceful to watch in the meantime and in between time. Jesus loves you guys so, so much. I promise you he loves you. If you are not a Christian, it's okay. I'm not here to harass you. I'm just here to tell you that he is my Savior. I wouldn't be here without him, and I wouldn't be able to get through things without him. And I've known that he's been in my life since I was at least 2 years old, folks, in the hospital at 2. So if you want to hear more about that, let me know, and I will tell you. I love you so much. Jesus loves you too. Peace, peace. Pay it forward.